Something traditional publishers often do is cross-promote an author's books. It's a powerful marketing strategy that we can use too. So in this video, we will look at why we should do the same and how we can do so most effectively. So let's jump right in. Hi there, I'm Eevi, an award-winning children's author and ghostwriter over on eevijones.com and the creator of Children's Book University. I create videos specifically for children's authors, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Not too long ago, I made a video that talked all about a book's front and back matter, all the extra things or elements that go into our book that are not part of our actual story. Everything that goes before our story is called front matter, and everything that is placed after our story is called back matter. I went ahead and shared the link to that video in the description below in case you haven't watched it just yet. Today I want to take a closer look at a page I always encourage my readers, clients, and students to include in their back matter, and that's the more works by this author or the more books by this author page. We will look at 1, why we should include such a page in our book, 2, how to do so most effectively along with some great examples, and 3, what we don't want to forget to include on this page. Now, even if you don't have more than one children's book just yet, if you are planning to write more than one book, make sure to bookmark this video. So let's look at why we should include such a page in our book. Here we will want to think of marketing in 2 different ways. 1, the type of marketing to get new readers interested in our work so they purchase our book in the first place. And 2, the type of marketing to inform and retain those who already know us in our work and who may have already purchased one of our books. Including a more book by this author page would fall into the second category. It is meant to let those who have already read at least one of our books know that we have more books they might enjoy and be interested in. It's a great strategy because it's absolutely free, and we are taking advantage of the fact that the reader is already holding our book in their hands. We already have their attention, and since they already purchased one of our books, they might now be interested in reading more books written by us, especially if they liked the first one. That's why having a page like this in our book is a strategic must. Now, a more books by this author page can have many different names or descriptions, and it can come in many different styles. For example, Lauren Long's beautiful Artist series simply lists the other titles in the back of his books right next to a cute spot illustration. Andrea Beatty's books cross-reference other books that are part of that same series, her Questionnaires series. Bill Pete's back covers always show the covers of some of his other works, even though those aren't part of a series. I have learned about many of his books because of a page like this, and now I own almost all of them. Another fantastic way to use our other works by this author page is to introduce another series of ours. Dave Pilkey is a master of this very powerful method. It's because of a page like this in one of the Dogman books that my youngest son learned about this author's new Cat Kid Comic Club series, which we then had to immediately go out and purchase. Now, I always refer to this page as the other books by this author page, but there are many different names. Whenever I'm reading a new children's book, I like to pay attention to the wording that was used to introduce an author's additional books. Oftentimes, they are written as what is referred to as a call to action in the marketing world, or a CTA, that is meant to do just that. It is meant to inspire and encourage our little readers to take action. The beauty about writing children's books is that we can get really creative, inspiring, and cheerful here, and we can choose a phrase that works really well with our brand. Dave Pilkey, for example, introduces this page with this phrase right here: "Get reading with Dave Pilkey." And Jan and Mike Berenstein use the phrase, "Don't miss these other Berenstein Bears books." And Anna Dudney's books use the cute phrase, "More llama llama for little ones." All of these work so well because they have been written with a specific series and the author in mind. Another example I thought was so fun is the phrase that was used by the author Gene Pensible in the adorable book Once Upon a Dragon, Stranger Safety for Kids. The phrase used in this book reads, "Learning about water safety and fire safety can be fun too." This is so brilliant because this little phrase alone lets readers know right away what these other 2 books are all about: water safety and fire safety. And it also adds some instant credibility markers right below those newly introduced books. A really short but powerful editorial review, again providing even more information in a really creative yet concise way. So when coming up with our own little phrase to call others to action, what do we feel 1 would go well with our brand, and 2 would inspire our little readers to take a look at our other titles? Now, where would we place our other books by this author page? I personally like to place it directly inside my book toward the end, usually right after the About the Author page or after the Review Request page. Again, I made sure to share the link to the video that talks about all these other pages in the description below. Another great place would be directly on the back cover. So if we don't want to add an extra page to the inside of our book and still have some space on the back of our cover, that would be a wonderful option as well. When it comes to the creation of our other works by this author page, my biggest ninja tip is this. We want to be really intentional about it. What do I mean? From the placement to the choice of words for our little call to action phrase, all the way to what books we are including on this page, all should be chosen for a reason. For example, even though I have so many books now, I don't try to squeeze in all of them. Instead, the covers I choose to include on this page always depend on the book it is displayed in. Because the more similar those other works are to the book the reader is currently holding in their hands, the more likely it is that they hopefully are interested in one of those other books as well. To be more strategic about this, we could ask ourselves, which one of my books may this reader also enjoy? What other books of mine are similar? Whether that's similar in topic or similar in age group, for example. This right here, for example, are the book covers I'm sharing inside my book Sometimes It Rains. And the reason I decided to include those was because they are written for the same age group and they are similar in what they have to share. And if we just have one other book, we can still have so much fun with this. Here's such a wonderful example of how we can share just one other book, where the readers not only see the cover, but also get to take a peek inside the book. And to create this mock-up that shows my cover in this open page, I used my book mock-up templates. So I made sure to share the link to those in the description below. Now, what if we have already published our beautiful children's book? Could we still add such a page? And the answer is yes. Per KDP's guidelines, we can make updates to our interior files even after our book has already been published. As long as our changes won't change our book's page count by more than 10%, we can simply re-upload our updated files directly in KDP. And if we are adding it to the back of our cover, we can simply update our cover file anytime as well directly in KDP. So updating our already published books this way whenever we are publishing a new one is well worth it, because again, it's free exposure and free marketing. So if one of our books is selling well, this can absolutely transfer over to some of our other books. Something we don't want to forget to share on this page is, of course, how or where to access these other books we are sharing on this page. So whether that's the link to our Amazon author page, the link directly to our own website, or the link to any other sales page we may prefer to share, we want to make sure to include that on that page. Something I love including on my other works by this author page is a branded QR code that leads readers directly to my website. So that's another fun ninja tip of mine. It's so easy and quick to do, so I shared the link in the description below to the free QR code generator that I designed for Kindlepreneur. It's absolutely free and we can brand it by adding our own logo if we have one. If we are adding a QR code to this page, we also want to make sure we include the URL as well, in case our readers don't have the means or the know-how on how to use a QR code. That way they will still know where to go, especially if we haven't already shared our URL anywhere else in our book. Adding a More Works by this author page to our beautiful children's book is such a wonderful and free way to advertise what else we have published. And we never know what other interests our readers may have. And if they already love one of our books, they might like our other books as well. I have discovered and purchased so many beautiful books because of a page like this. So many traditional publishers use it because it works. So I hope you give this a try as well. If you do, let me know in the comments below. I hope you found this video really helpful and that it inspired you to give this a try as well. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It really encourages me to keep making free videos for you just like this one. Here's to getting really strategic when it comes to the marketing and promoting of our precious books. Bye!